Everybody knows what they do, but only few know why they do what they do. As the world continues to globalize, English has become a vital skill to have no matter where you're from. It's not an option anymore. But you have to start with why. And you guys loved my story of why I learned English and lost 15 pounds and got hate comments in this other video. And a lot of you thought it was really inspiring. So for those who haven't watched it, let me summarize it. I didn't like the way the society was, and I wanted a change. So I thought I would make a change. Then I realized this. A good person can't make a change. A good person with knowledge and power can. So that's why I learned English. I wanted no limits on my learning, communication, or influence. Now that I do speak English, I see other benefits too that I didn't really expect to change my life and help better myself. And this is so nice that I wish everyone could experience this. So if you needed some motivation to learn English, this is a perfect video to watch. Here's the 5 reasons why I think you should learn English. Number 1, you can expand your relationships. I've met great tutors, made best friends, and married the men I absolutely love whose mother tongues are not Korean. And they support me a lot, they teach me so much, and they make me a better person. So I cannot imagine not being able to communicate with them anymore, and it wouldn't have been possible without English. My mother tongue is Korean, and Korean is spoken by 50 million people, which seems like a lot of people, but it's less than 1% of the world population. Less than 1%. Aren't you curious about the 99%? There are 7.4 billion people out there. And you never know who you'd find to become best friends with or like even fall in love with. So go meet people. I consider one person, one world because each person has their own stories and history. And that means there are 7.4 billion worlds we can travel. Don't miss out on them. Number 2, you can do anything and everything better because you can learn anything and everything better in English. It could be science, it could be theology, it could be makeup, cooking, parenting, or just about everything, even the Korean language too, because there is so much information about it in English. Books, articles, newspapers, research papers, YouTube videos, and TED Talks, you name it. Think about schools, conferences, seminars you can or you cannot go to because of your language barrier. Not everything gets translated in Korean, but almost everything gets translated in English, if not already spoken in English. I learned my major Christian studies, video editing skills, and the English language itself a lot better and quicker by accessing information in English. Even in my everyday life, if I have any questions, I go to Google and type whatever I'm curious about in English because there's a much wider range of information in English. From how to curl my hair to what people think about Donald Trump being president. So do you want to depend on the information only 1% shares or more? It's up to you. Number 3, you can make a bigger impact. Not only can you actually go and physically do something abroad, you can also simply write or speak something in English to share your ideas. And you'll influence far more people than you can in any other language. I know you can have a translator or an interpreter, but they're not you. That means they're not going to talk like you. As much as they speak your mother tongue differently, they're going to interpret or translate differently. So if you want to influence and if you want to spread a message, have ownership to your own language. I've gotten such wonderful privileges to influence people in ways I cannot in Korean. I taught Americans how to speak Korean, and I taught about Korea in American schools. And I was a counselor for homeless kids in America, and I opened a love and relationships class for single moms in America. I've also taught Chinese missionaries how to speak English in English and trained Americans on how to teach English as a second language to missionaries in Iraq. And I remember thinking, wow, I'm so glad I can speak English because it wouldn't have been possible without English. And I remember going to a conference which was in English about modern human slavery, and a girl who was once trapped as a sex slave but now rescued spoke about her experience. And I got to discuss it with other people in English. So I wanted to do something about it. So I researched, and every piece of information I found was in English. So I translated everything into Korean and started a campaign in Korea. And through the campaign, I was able to fundraise and give donations to help other countries. See how small of a person I am, but my impact went internationally. Now I create videos on YouTube and they're watched in over 100 countries. And it's insane. It's incredible, you guys. And I want you guys to be able to do the same. And that's why I teach English. Number 4, you'll make more income. Of course, when you have more relationships, better knowledge, and bigger influence, it's pretty likely you'll make good money. And here's a graph to prove it. Do you know that people pay a lot more for learning English, science, or even how to play the piano in English? Yeah, they do. So not only can you get a better paying job both in and out of your country, you could also start a business and market the world, which means 100% of the world population, not 1%. What if Jack Ma or like JYP didn't know English? Would they be where they are now? Think about it. If you're like, no, I'm not trying to do anything huge like that, listen. Even if you wanted to sell little hot dogs, for example, I bet you'd be a lot more successful if you knew English. Because first, you could sell them to foreigners. And second, you could learn bakery in France and learn marketing in America and sell hot dogs in other countries too. I know you can hire people that can speak English, but how are you gonna know if they speak good English in the first place, and how are you gonna communicate with them? Number 5, you can improve the quality of your life. And here's a graph to prove it. Of course, the last 4 benefits, more relationships, more information, more influence, and more money will naturally and eventually increase the quality of your life. But on top of that, English will give you freedom. The freedom of traveling without a tour guide, and the freedom of watching movies without subtitles, and the freedom of enjoying music without lyrics. And recently, I went to a Pentatonix's concert and it definitely increased the quality of my life. Oh my gosh, listening to them in person talk and seeing, oh my gosh, blessed me so much. And understanding their jokes and stories, makes their music so much cooler. Personally, I would never trade my English ability for anything else because I get to read some life-changing books and listen to phenomenal sermons and watch eye-opening speeches in English. And as much as I feel lucky to understand them, I feel sad for those who cannot. And there's this pastor named Francis Chan whose perspectives just resonate with me so deeply that every time I watch him or read his books, I want to work for him as his translator or his interpreter because I really want his message to spread more. And I really don't want my friends and family to miss out on it. If I'm lucky, I do find Korean subtitles or Korean translations, but it's not the same. I'm like, no, this is not what he says. Or like, no, it's not as powerful, it's not as touching, because there is no perfect translation on earth. Like, even if I translate my own words, it wouldn't be perfect because each language has its own feelings. So how are you going to translate 나보기가 역겨워 가실 때에는 사뿐히 들여밟고 가시옵소서 in English? Please step on me. No way, that's no. And this is the exact reason why you should learn English, because you can enjoy more music, poems, and movies and books that will better your life and widen your perspectives. Don't get me wrong, I am not worshiping English or saying that your life will be set if you knew English, because that's not true. I'm just saying that the limits of your language are the limits of your world. And we should appreciate our mother tongue first. I personally love Korean and take pride in the fact that I call it my mother tongue. And I think I learned English faster because I paid a lot of attention to Korean grammar and vocabulary. So be grateful for your mother tongue and pay attention to it as well. I hope my thoughts and experiences gave you some motivation to learn English so you can expand your relationships, access more information, make a bigger impact, and increase your income to improve the quality of your life. In other words, better yourself with more opportunities and less limits.